in the depths of space, something moves that shouldn't exist. Astronomers tracking the mysterious object 2I/Borisov have discovered an anomaly that defies every model they've created. This interstellar visitor, officially designated as the second confirmed object from beyond our solar system, exhibits behavior that mirrors ancient Sumerian prophecies with chilling accuracy. The same clay tablets that speak of the Anunnaki, those enigmatic beings who supposedly shaped early human civilization, contain detailed descriptions of celestial harbingers that match what we're observing in our night sky today. What makes this discovery truly unsettling is how the object's trajectory and characteristics align with warnings carved into stone over 4,000 years ago. These ancient texts describe a wandering star that precedes the return of their gods, a cosmic messenger that announces the approach of something far more significant. As we delve into this mystery tonight, you'll discover how modern astronomical observations are validating prophecies that mainstream academia has dismissed as mythology for centuries. The story begins in the dusty archives of ancient Mesopotamia, where Sumerian priests recorded their most sacred knowledge on clay tablets. These weren't simple religious texts or poetic metaphors. They were detailed astronomical observations, mathematical calculations, and warnings about cyclical events that would reshape the world. Among these tablets, scholars have found repeated references to a celestial object that behaves exactly like 2I/Borisov, appearing from the depths of space with unusual properties that suggest artificial origin or manipulation. The Sumerian creation myths tell us that the Anunnaki came from a distant world called Nibiru, travelling vast distances to reach Earth during humanity's earliest days. According to these accounts, they possessed technology and knowledge that seemed godlike to primitive humans. They taught agriculture, mathematics, astronomy, and architecture, leaving behind megalithic structures that still puzzle engineers today. But perhaps most importantly, they left behind a warning system, a cosmic early warning network designed to alert future generations of their eventual return. This warning system centered on the concept of herald objects, smaller celestial bodies that would precede the arrival of their homeworld by thousands of years. These objects would exhibit specific characteristics that trained observers could recognize, serving as advanced scouts for the main event. The tablets describe these heralds as having unusual brightness patterns, unexpected trajectories, and composition unlike anything naturally occurring in our solar system. When astronomers first detected 2I/Borisov in August 2019, they assumed it was simply another comet from another star system. Interstellar objects are rare, but not unprecedented. What caught their attention was how this particular visitor behaved once it entered our solar system's influence. Unlike normal comets, which follow predictable patterns based on their composition and the Sun's gravitational pull, 2I/Borisov exhibited anomalous acceleration and deceleration phases that suggested internal propulsion or guidance systems. The object's spectroscopic analysis revealed another puzzle. While it contained familiar materials like water ice and carbon monoxide, it also showed traces of metallic compounds arranged in geometric patterns that don't occur naturally in space. These metallic inclusions created a distinctive signature that appeared to pulse with regular intervals, almost like a beacon transmitting information across the cosmic void. Even more intriguing was the object's response to solar radiation. Most comets develop characteristic tails as the sun's heat vaporizes their surface materials. 2I/Borisov developed multiple tails that changed direction independently, creating complex patterns that resembled ancient Sumerian symbols found on temple walls throughout Mesopotamia. Astronomers initially dismissed these formations as coincidental, but pattern recognition software identified matches with over 90% accuracy. The timing of the object's arrival also correlates with Sumerian prophecies about the return cycle. According to their calculations, which were remarkably sophisticated for an ancient civilization, the herald objects would appear when Earth's technological development reached a specific threshold. They predicted that humanity would possess the ability to detect these cosmic messengers only when they were ready to comprehend their significance. This threshold appears to coincide with our current level of astronomical capability. The telescopes and detection systems that identified 2I/Borisov represent the pinnacle of human technological achievement. We've reached the exact point where we can recognize these objects for what they truly are, rather than dismissing them as random space debris or natural phenomena. The Sumerian tablets also describe the psychological and social effects that would accompany the herald's arrival. They warned of increasing global tensions, technological disruptions, and a growing sense of unease among the world's population. These effects weren't attributed to the object's physical presence, but rather to subtle influences on Earth's magnetic field and atmospheric conditions that would affect human behavior and consciousness. Recent studies have indeed documented unusual electromagnetic anomalies coinciding with 2I/Borisov's passage through our solar system. These disturbances appear to influence everything from satellite communications to animal migration patterns. Birds have been observed flying in unusual formations, marine animals have altered their traditional routes, and even human sleep patterns show statistical variations in regions with the strongest electromagnetic readings. The ancient texts describe these phenomena as the awakening phase, a period when dormant systems on Earth begin responding to signals from the approaching herald. They suggest that certain structures and locations on our planet were designed to interact with these cosmic messengers, serving as receiving stations for information transmitted across interstellar distances. Archaeological evidence supports this theory in unexpected ways. Megalithic sites around the world, from Stonehenge to the pyramids of Giza, show evidence of electromagnetic sensitivity that modern science is only beginning to understand. These structures appear to have been built with specific geometric relationships that amplify and focus electromagnetic energy, creating natural resonance chambers that could theoretically receive and decode transmissions from space. The Sumerian priests who recorded these prophecies weren't primitive mystics making wild guesses about the future. They were sophisticated astronomers who understood celestial mechanics with remarkable precision. Their predictions about planetary orbits, eclipse cycles, and stellar positions have proven accurate over thousands of years. When they warned about the return of the Anunnaki and their advance heralds, they were recording observations based on actual astronomical data. What makes their warnings particularly compelling is the mathematical precision underlying their prophecies. The Sumerians developed a base 60 number system that allowed them to calculate vast time periods with incredible accuracy. Their predictions about the herald objects include specific orbital parameters, approach vectors, and timing sequences that match 2I/Borisov's observed behavior with uncanny precision. The object's current trajectory suggests it's not simply passing through our solar system randomly. Instead, it appears to be following a predetermined course that will bring it into alignment with specific astronomical configurations mentioned in the ancient texts. These alignments occur at intervals measured in thousands of years, suggesting that whoever or whatever sent 2I/Borisov has been planning this approach for millennia. As we track the object's progress through our solar system, we're witnessing the unfolding of events that were predicted with stunning accuracy by an ancient civilization that supposedly lacked advanced technology. This raises profound questions about the true nature of human history and our place in the cosmic order. Were the Sumerians really primitive, or were they preserving knowledge from a much more advanced source? The implications of these discoveries extend far beyond academic curiosity. If the Sumerian prophecies are accurate, 2I/Borisov represents only the beginning of a sequence of events that will culminate in something far more significant. The ancient texts describe multiple herald objects, each with specific characteristics and purposes, all leading up to the return of Nibiru itself and the Anunnaki who call it home. It home. The ancient Mesopotamian records describe a cosmic hierarchy where herald objects serve distinct functions in announcing the return of their creators. According to these texts, the first wave of messengers would arrive to assess humanity's technological and spiritual development, transmitting detailed reports back to their distant origin point. These reconnaissance missions would evaluate whether Earth's inhabitants had evolved sufficiently to handle direct contact with their former guides. What distinguishes 2I/Borisov from typical interstellar objects is its apparent ability to adjust its behavior based on external stimuli. Observatories worldwide have documented instances where the object altered its rotational period in response to radio transmissions from Earth. When powerful radar installations attempted to map its surface composition, the object's brightness increased dramatically, as if acknowledging the contact attempt. This interactive capability suggests a level of artificial intelligence that challenges our understanding of what constitutes a natural celestial body. The Sumerian tablets describe their gods as masters of what they called thinking stones, crystalline matrices capable of processing information and responding to environmental changes. Modern scientists might interpret these descriptions as references to advanced computing systems embedded within seemingly inert space rocks. The object's internal structure reveals additional anomalies that support the artificial intelligence theory. Deep space telescopes equipped with gravitational wave detectors have identified rhythmic pulses emanating from 2I/Borisov's core. These pulses follow mathematical sequences that match patterns found in Sumerian numerical systems, particularly their sacred ratios used in temple construction and astronomical calculations. More disturbing is the discovery that these pulse patterns are gradually synchronizing with Earth's natural electromagnetic frequency, known as the Schumann resonance. This synchronization process appears deliberate, as if the object is attempting to establish a harmonic connection with our planet's energy field. Ancient texts describe this phenomenon as the tuning of worlds, a preparatory phase that precedes more direct forms of communication. The synchronization process has measurable effects on sensitive individuals around the globe. Reports from various countries describe shared dreams featuring similar symbolic imagery, often involving tall figures emerging from crystalline structures amid starlit landscapes. These dreams consistently feature specific geometric patterns that match both Sumerian iconography and the electromagnetic signatures detected around 2I/Borisov. Sleep research facilities have documented unprecedented levels of synchronized rapid eye movement activity among subjects in different geographic locations. Brainwave patterns during these episodes show unusual coherence, as if multiple minds are accessing the same information source. The content of these shared experiences often includes technical knowledge about astronomy, mathematics, and engineering that exceeds the educational background of the dreamers. Linguists studying the dream reports have identified recurring phrases in languages that predate known historical records. These proto-languages contain structural elements that suggest they might represent the original communication system used by the Anunnaki during their previous visits to Earth. Decoding these linguistic fragments has revealed technical instructions for constructing devices that could enhance the reception of signals from space. Amateur radio operators following these dream-inspired instructions have built increasingly sophisticated receivers that detect structured transmissions from the direction of 2I/Borisov. These signals contain mathematical proofs, star charts, and what appear to be genetic sequences that don't match any known terrestrial organisms. The complexity of this information suggests it originates from a civilization with scientific knowledge far exceeding our current capabilities. Government agencies have taken notice of these developments, though their response has been characteristically secretive. Freedom of Information requests have uncovered heavily redacted documents referencing Project Anunnaki, a classified research program investigating potential extraterrestrial communication attempts. The available information suggests that military scientists have been tracking similar phenomena for decades, waiting for the specific conditions described in ancient prophecies to manifest. The timing of these revelations coincides with other global developments that mirror Sumerian predictions about the Herald's arrival period. Climate patterns are shifting in ways that don't align with standard models of global warming. Ocean currents are changing direction without clear environmental causes. Magnetic pole drift has accelerated beyond predicted rates, affecting navigation systems worldwide and triggering unusual aurora displays at latitudes where they've never been observed. These planetary changes appear to be externally influenced rather than resulting from natural processes or human activity. Gravitational anomaly detectors have recorded subtle but persistent distortions in Earth's local space-time fabric, originating from the direction of 2E/Borisov's approach vector. These distortions intensify during periods when the object exhibits its strongest electromagnetic activity, suggesting a direct causal relationship. The Sumerian tablets warn that the Herald's influence would gradually increase as it moved through the solar system, reaching peak intensity when it achieved optimal positioning relative to Earth and the Sun. Calculations based on the object's current trajectory indicate this alignment will occur within the next several months, coinciding with astronomical configurations that haven't been observed for over 4,000 years. Ancient observatories scattered across the globe show evidence of being designed to detect and monitor these specific celestial arrangements. Stone circles, pyramid complexes, and megalithic structures worldwide demonstrate mathematical relationships that optimize their sensitivity to electromagnetic phenomena during rare planetary alignments. These installations appear to form a global network capable of triangulating signals from deep space with remarkable precision. Recent excavations at key archaeological sites have uncovered technological artifacts that shouldn't exist according to conventional historical timelines. Crystalline devices with complex internal structures, metallic objects displaying impossible alloy compositions, and stone tablets containing detailed astronomical data that predates the supposed invention of mathematics by thousands of years. Carbon dating of these artifacts consistently yields results that place their creation during the last major appearance of herald objects in Earth's vicinity. This correlation suggests that previous visits by Anunnaki messengers left behind technological caches designed to be discovered when similar objects returned. These hidden repositories might contain instructions for establishing communication with the returning visitors or preparing humanity for direct contact. The psychological impact of these discoveries is beginning to affect global consciousness in measurable ways. Meditation practitioners report unprecedented levels of mental clarity and expanded awareness. Artists and musicians describe receiving inspiration for works that incorporate complex mathematical principles they don't consciously understand. Scientists in various fields are experiencing breakthrough insights that advanced their research by decades in mere weeks. This acceleration of human cognitive development matches predictions found in the most complete versions of Sumerian prophecy. The texts describe a period of rapid enlightenment that would precede the Anunnaki's return, when their former students would demonstrate readiness for advanced teachings. This preparation phase would serve as both a test and a gift, elevating human consciousness to levels capable of comprehending the true nature of cosmic civilization. As 2I/Borisov continues its journey through our solar system, each day brings new evidence that we're witnessing the fulfillment of prophecies carved in stone before the pyramids were built. The question is no longer whether these ancient warnings were accurate, but whether humanity is prepared for what comes next in this cosmic reunion that has been 4 millennia in the making. The most unsettling aspect of these developments lies in what the Sumerian texts describe as the Awakening Protocol. According to these ancient records, the herald objects don't merely announce the return of their creators. They actively prepare Earth's environment and its inhabitants for reintegration into a galactic community that humanity forgot it ever belonged to. This preparation involves subtle alterations to our planet's electromagnetic field, designed to enhance human cognitive capacity and restore dormant genetic sequences that were supposedly deactivated thousands of years ago. Biological research stations around the world have begun documenting unexplained genetic activations in human subjects exposed to areas of high electromagnetic activity. These genetic changes don't appear random but follow specific patterns that match theoretical models for enhanced neural connectivity and expanded sensory perception. The affected individuals report heightened intuitive abilities, improved pattern recognition, and an inexplicable understanding of complex scientific principles that should require years of study to comprehend. Medical facilities have recorded similar phenomena in patients undergoing routine brain scans during periods of peak activity from 2I/Borisov. Neural pathway formations that typically develop over decades of learning are appearing spontaneously in matter of days. Memory centers show increased connectivity to regions associated with inherited knowledge, as if accessing information stored at the genetic level rather than acquired through experience. These biological changes correlate precisely with ancient descriptions of how the Anunnaki originally enhanced early human capabilities. The tablets describe a process they called opening the inner eye, where dormant neural pathways would be activated to allow direct communication with their advanced civilization. This enhancement wasn't permanent in the original population, requiring periodic renewal through contact with their technology. The current reactivation suggests that 2I/Borisov functions as more than a messenger. It appears to be broadcasting a biological upgrade signal that's triggering latent programming embedded in human DNA millennia ago. This interpretation explains why the effects are most pronounced in individuals whose ancestry traces back to regions where Sumerian civilization flourished, particularly areas of modern Iraq, Syria, and Turkey. Genetic analysis of affected populations reveals markers that don't match standard human evolutionary patterns. These anomalous sequences contain information density far exceeding natural genetic coding, suggesting they were artificially inserted by beings with advanced understanding of biological engineering. When decoded using mathematical principles found in Sumerian texts, these genetic fragments yield technical specifications for constructing devices that could facilitate communication with extraterrestrial intelligence. Underground facilities in various countries have quietly begun manufacturing these biotechnologically inspired communication arrays. Initial tests reveal their capability to detect structured signals from directions that conventional radio telescopes cannot access. The signals appear to originate from points in space, that move independently of known stellar objects, suggesting they're transmitted from artificial constructs travelling between star systems. The content of these intercepted transmissions includes detailed star charts showing the positions of hundreds of habitable worlds, many of which weren't known to exist until recent astronomical surveys confirmed their presence. Mathematical proofs for engineering projects that could reshape entire planets. Genetic templates for organisms adapted to survive in environments ranging from methane atmospheres to high radiation zones around neutron stars. This information suggests that whoever sent to I/Borisov represents a civilization with capabilities spanning multiple star systems. They possess knowledge of worlds we're only beginning to discover, and technologies that could transform human society beyond recognition. The Herald object serves as both an announcement of their approach and a test of humanity's readiness to rejoin their cosmic community. Ancient texts describe this test as having multiple phases, each more challenging than the last. The first phase involves recognizing the herald for what it truly represents, rather than dismissing it as a natural phenomenon. Humanity has passed this initial test, as evidenced by our growing awareness of Tui/Borisov's artificial characteristics and its connection to ancient prophecies. The second phase requires demonstrating our ability to receive and decode the information being transmitted. Progress in this area varies globally, with some research teams achieving remarkable breakthroughs while others remain skeptical of the entire phenomenon. The variation appears intentional, designed to identify individuals and groups most capable of serving as intermediaries when direct contact becomes necessary. The third phase involves preparing Earth's infrastructure and population for technologies that operate on principles we're only beginning to understand. This preparation includes modifications to our electromagnetic environment, upgrades to human cognitive capabilities, and the establishment of communication networks capable of interstellar operation. Evidence suggests we're currently transitioning from Phase 2 to Phase 3. The final phase, according to Sumerian prophecy, culminates in the arrival of Nibiru itself and the return of the Anunnaki to reclaim their role as humanity's guides and teachers. This event would mark the end of our species' childhood phase and the beginning of our integration into galactic civilization. The timeline for this final phase remains unclear, but astronomical projections suggest it could occur within the current generation. Preparations for this eventuality are already underway in facilities hidden from public scrutiny. Deep underground complexes equipped with technologies that blur the line between science and science fiction. Genetic laboratories working to optimize human biology for environments beyond Earth. Communication centers staffed by individuals whose enhanced cognitive abilities allow them to comprehend information transmitted from civilizations thousands of years more advanced than our own. The existence of these preparations raises profound questions about the true nature of human government and the extent to which our leaders have been aware of humanity's cosmic heritage. Declassified documents hint at knowledge dating back decades, suggesting that contact with extraterrestrial intelligence may have been ongoing at levels far above public awareness. This hidden history would explain the remarkable acceleration in human technological development over the past century. Advances in computing, space exploration, genetic engineering, and energy production that occurred far more rapidly than natural scientific progression would predict. If these breakthroughs resulted from carefully managed technology transfer rather than independent human innovation, our entire understanding of modern civilization requires fundamental revision. The implications extend beyond technology to encompass philosophy, religion, and our basic conception of human purpose. If we were created or enhanced by beings from another world, and if those beings are now returning to resume their role in our development, then every assumption about human independence and self-determination comes into question. Some interpret these developments as liberation from the limitations that have constrained human potential for millennia. Others view them as a threat to human autonomy and the unique path our species has forged during our cosmic isolation. Both perspectives acknowledge that we stand at a threshold beyond which human civilization will be forever transformed. The choice of how we navigate this transformation may not be entirely our own. The Sumerian texts suggest that our cosmic parents have been monitoring our progress throughout the centuries of their absence, evaluating our readiness for reunion. Their judgment will determine whether this reintegration occurs as a gentle guidance back into the galactic community, or as a more forceful correction of a species that has strayed too far from its intended path. As 2I/Borisov continues its mission through our solar system, each passing day brings us closer to discoveries that will reshape human understanding of our place in the universe. The Herald has delivered its message. The awakening protocols are activating dormant capabilities throughout our species. The stage is set for a reunion that was planned before our oldest civilizations rose from the dust of ancient Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia. The mathematical precision embedded within these ancient warnings becomes more remarkable when examined through the lens of modern computational analysis. Researchers applying artificial intelligence algorithms to Sumerian astronomical data have uncovered predictive models that accurately forecast celestial events thousands of years into the future. These calculations demonstrate a level of mathematical sophistication that surpasses even our current capabilities, suggesting access to computational resources far beyond what should have existed in ancient Mesopotamia. The algorithms hidden within cuneiform tablets reveal orbital mechanics calculations that account for gravitational influences from objects we've only recently discovered, asteroid belt perturbations, outer planet interactions, and even the subtle effects of interstellar medium density on long-period comets. All of these factors were somehow incorporated into Sumerian predictive models with accuracy that modern supercomputers struggle to match. This computational prowess extends to their understanding of consciousness and its relationship to cosmic phenomena. Ancient texts describe what they termed mind-sky resonance, where human cognitive states could be influenced by specific electromagnetic frequencies transmitted from celestial objects. Modern neuroscience has confirmed that brainwave patterns do indeed respond to external electromagnetic stimuli, particularly in the frequency ranges that 2I/Borisov has been broadcasting since entering our solar system. Sleep laboratories worldwide have documented synchronized dreaming events that coincide precisely with the object's periods of peak electromagnetic activity. These shared experiences consistently feature identical imagery, mathematical concepts, and technological blueprints that appear in the consciousness of individuals separated by thousands of miles. The phenomenon suggests that 2I/Borisov functions as more than a passive herald. It actively interfaces with human consciousness through mechanisms that bypass our normal sensory channels. The technological blueprints transmitted through these dream sequences have proven remarkably practical when subjected to engineering analysis. Teams following the unconsciously received instructions have successfully constructed devices that demonstrate properties inconsistent with known physics. Crystalline arrays that generate electromagnetic fields without external power sources. Metallic alloys that maintain structural integrity at temperatures that should cause molecular breakdown. Optical systems that focus light in ways that violate conventional understanding of wave propagation. These impossible technologies share design principles with artifacts recovered from archaeological sites associated with ancient Sumerian settlements. Carbon dating places these artifacts in temporal contexts that predate supposed human technological capability by millennia. Yet their construction demonstrates mastery of engineering principles we're only beginning to comprehend. The correlation suggests that previous herald visitations left behind technological seeds designed to sprout when humanity achieves sufficient development to recognize their significance. Government research facilities have quietly reverse-engineered many of these ancient technologies, achieving breakthrough advances in fields ranging from energy production to space propulsion. Projects operating under classifications so deep that their existence is known only to select individuals within the intelligence community. The technologies derived from these programs have already begun appearing in civilian applications, though their true origins remain carefully concealed behind cover stories of conventional scientific development. The secrecy surrounding these programs reflects concerns about public reaction to evidence that human technological progress has been guided by extraterrestrial intelligence throughout recorded history. Religious institutions would face existential challenges to their foundational narratives. Scientific establishments would confront the humbling reality that their greatest achievements may represent rediscovery rather than innovation. Political systems built on assumptions of human independence and self-determination would require fundamental restructuring. Yet the gradual revelation appears inevitable as 2I/Borisov continues broadcasting its awakening signals throughout the solar system. Each transmission cycle activates additional dormant genetic sequences in human populations, enhancing cognitive capabilities and expanding consciousness in ways that make the truth increasingly difficult to suppress. Enhanced individuals demonstrate intuitive understanding of advanced physics, spontaneous mathematical insights, and telepathic abilities that challenge materialistic models of human consciousness. These enhanced capabilities aren't distributed randomly throughout the population. Genetic analysis reveals they manifest most strongly in bloodlines that trace back to regions where ancient Sumerian civilization flourished. This targeted activation suggests that the original Anunnaki genetic modifications were designed to remain dormant until triggered by specific electromagnetic signatures broadcast from their herald objects. The activation process appears to follow a carefully orchestrated timeline that coordinates with astronomical events mentioned in the prophecies. Planetary alignments, solar cycle peaks, and gravitational anomalies all correlate with increases in human cognitive enhancement and technological breakthrough rates. The precision of this coordination implies planning that spans millennia, requiring technological capabilities that could manipulate celestial mechanics on a solar system-wide scale. Evidence for such capabilities exists in the form of gravitational anomalies detected throughout our local stellar neighborhood. Objects moving in trajectories that shouldn't be possible under natural gravitational influences. Dark matter distributions arranged in geometric patterns that resemble technological constructs rather than random cosmic formations. Energy signatures from apparently empty regions of space that suggest the presence of massive artificial structures operating beyond our current detection capabilities. These observations point to the existence of a technological infrastructure spanning multiple star systems, maintained by civilizations whose capabilities dwarf our own. 2/Borisov represents merely the visible tip of this cosmic iceberg, a small probe sent ahead to prepare for contact with beings who have transcended the limitations that currently constrain human development. The Sumerian texts describe these beings not as gods in the supernatural sense, but as elder siblings in the galactic community who achieved technological and spiritual advancement millennia before humanity began its own journey toward consciousness. Their return represents not conquest or judgment, but reunion with offspring who have finally matured enough to comprehend their cosmic heritage. This maturation process accelerates with each passing day as 2/Borisov's influence spreads throughout human civilization. Enhanced individuals report experiences of expanded awareness that encompass knowledge spanning multiple lifetimes. Scientists achieve breakthrough insights that advance their fields by decades in single moments of inspiration. Artists create works that incorporate mathematical principles they never consciously studied, yet somehow perfectly understand. The phenomenon extends beyond individual enhancement to affect collective human consciousness. Global meditation events spontaneously organize themselves through social media networks, bringing together millions of participants who report shared visions of humanity's cosmic future. These collective experiences consistently feature imagery of Earth integrated into a galactic civilization where human potential has been fully realized through cooperation with advanced beings from distant worlds. Archaeological teams guided by these shared visions have begun uncovering evidence of previous integration periods when human civilization achieved levels of advancement that subsequently disappeared from historical records. Megalithic structures demonstrating impossible construction techniques, artistic depictions of technologies that exceed our current capabilities, written records in languages that predate known historical development, yet describe scientific principles we're only now beginning to discover. The pattern suggests that human civilization has undergone multiple cycles of advancement and regression, each triggered by contact with the beings who originally shaped our species. The current cycle appears to represent the final phase, where humanity will either successfully integrate into the galactic community or face consequences for failing to meet the developmental expectations set by our cosmic parents. Military strategists in various nations have begun preparing for scenarios that range from benevolent contact to forced technological integration. Deep underground facilities equipped with technologies reverse-engineered from ancient artifacts. Communication arrays capable of interstellar transmission. Genetic modification programs designed to accelerate human enhancement beyond the natural activation process, triggered by 2/Borisov signals. These preparations reflect recognition at the highest levels of government that the Sumerian prophecies represent more than ancient mythology. They constitute an operational timeline for events that will fundamentally transform human civilization within the current generation. The only uncertainty concerns whether this transformation will occur through voluntary cooperation or necessitate more direct intervention by our returning creators. As 2/Borisov approaches its closest point to Earth, the intensity of its transmissions continues increasing exponentially. Each broadcast cycle triggers additional genetic activations, technological breakthroughs, and consciousness expansions that bring humanity closer to the developmental threshold required for galactic citizenship. The Herald has delivered its message with unmistakable clarity. Our cosmic childhood is ending, and the time of reunion draws near with each revolution of our planet around the sun that gave birth to our solar system family. The convergence of ancient wisdom and modern observation reaches its crescendo as we witness phenomena that defy conventional explanation. Deep within classified research facilities, teams of enhanced individuals work alongside artificial intelligence systems to decode the final layers of information streaming from 2/Borisov. These transmissions contain what can only be described as operational manuals for technologies that could reshape the fundamental nature of human existence. The devices described in these cosmic downloads operate on principles that merge consciousness with quantum mechanics in ways that challenge our understanding of both. Crystalline matrices that respond directly to human thought patterns, converting mental energy into physical manifestations. gravitational manipulation systems that treat space-time as a malleable medium rather than a fixed backdrop, biological enhancement protocols that could extend human lifespan indefinitely while expanding cognitive capacity beyond current limitations. What makes these revelations particularly profound is their integration with archaeological discoveries that have remained classified for decades. Ancient sites around the world contain technological artifacts that suddenly make sense when viewed through the lens of the Herald's transmissions. Stone structures that function as massive semiconductor arrays when activated by specific electromagnetic frequencies. Underground chambers lined with crystalline formations that amplify and focus mental energy. Metallic objects buried for millennia that demonstrate properties of room temperature superconductivity and controlled fusion. The global network of these ancient installations appears designed to work in concert, creating a planetary communication system capable of interstellar operation. As two I/Borisov signals activate dormant components throughout this network, Earth itself becomes a massive receiver array tuned to frequencies that span galactic distances. The planet is transforming into a communication hub that will facilitate direct contact with civilizations scattered across multiple star systems. Seismic monitoring stations have detected unusual vibrational patterns emanating from these archaeological sites. Rhythmic pulses that synchronize with two I/Borisov's electromagnetic broadcasts. The vibrations appear to be awakening technological systems that have remained dormant since the last Herald visitation thousands of years ago. Ancient power sources are coming online, crystalline networks are establishing connections, and communication protocols are initializing for the first time in recorded history. The psychological impact of these developments manifests differently across various populations. Individuals with genetic markers linked to ancient Mesopotamian bloodlines experience the changes most dramatically, often reporting complete personality shifts as dormant memories activate within their consciousness. They describe accessing knowledge of advanced sciences, remembering lives lived in previous cycles of human development, and understanding their role in preparing for the imminent return of their cosmic ancestors. These enhanced individuals demonstrate capabilities that border on the supernatural from our current perspective. Spontaneous healing abilities that can repair cellular damage at the molecular level. Telepathic communication that operates independently of distance or physical barriers. Precognitive insights that provide detailed knowledge of future events with startling accuracy. Mental interfaces with electronic systems that allow direct consciousness to computer data transfer without physical connections. Medical research facilities studying these phenomena have documented biological changes that shouldn't be possible according to known genetic principles. DNA sequences are rewriting themselves in real time, incorporating information that appears to be downloaded directly from two I/Borisov's transmissions. Neural pathways are forming connections that bypass normal developmental processes, creating cognitive architectures optimized for processing information at superhuman speeds. The enhanced individuals serve as living bridges between current human limitations and the expanded consciousness that will be required for integration into galactic civilization. They demonstrate what our species will become once the genetic locks installed by the Anunnaki are fully released. Their abilities represent not mutation or evolution, but restoration of capabilities that were deliberately suppressed to prevent premature development during our cosmic isolation. Government agencies tasked with monitoring these developments face unprecedented challenges in maintaining operational security. The enhanced individuals possess intuitive knowledge of classified programs, often arriving at restricted facilities without authorization, yet somehow bypassing security systems that should be impenetrable. They demonstrate understanding of projects they should have no knowledge of, offering insights that accelerate research progress by months or years. This spontaneous security breach appears intentional, designed to force disclosure of information that has been compartmentalized beyond public awareness for decades. The enhanced individuals function as living disclosure agents, their mere presence compelling revelation of truths that conventional secrecy protocols cannot contain. Their abilities make traditional concepts of classified information obsolete, as consciousness itself becomes a tool for accessing restricted knowledge. The phenomenon extends beyond individual enhancement to affect collective human awareness on a global scale. Social media platforms report unprecedented levels of coordinated activity as enhanced individuals worldwide begin organizing themselves into networks that transcend national boundaries and cultural divisions. These networks demonstrate collective intelligence capabilities that exceed the sum of their individual participants, solving complex problems through distributed consciousness processing. Mathematical proofs that have puzzled academics for centuries are being solved by groups of enhanced individuals working in mental synchronization. Engineering challenges that require decades of research are being resolved through collaborative visualization sessions that bypass traditional trial and error methodology. Artistic works are being created that incorporate multidimensional concepts impossible to express through conventional human perception. The collaborative capabilities suggest that enhanced humans are developing what ancient texts describe as hive mind connectivity, where individual consciousness can merge temporarily with group awareness while maintaining personal identity. This represents a fundamental evolution in human cognitive architecture, preparing our species for integration into civilizations where collective consciousness operates as naturally as individual thought. Space agencies worldwide have begun detecting structured signals from regions of space that correlate with the enhanced humans' collective meditation sessions. These signals appear to originate from artificial constructs positioned throughout the solar system, hidden technological installations that have remained undetected until activated by the proper consciousness-based authentication protocols. The installations are revealing themselves in response to the enhanced humans' expanded awareness, suggesting they have been waiting for humanity to develop sufficient consciousness to recognize their presence. The technological sophistication of these hidden installations exceeds anything in our current aerospace inventory. They demonstrate capabilities for manipulating gravity, controlling electromagnetic fields on planetary scales, and processing information at quantum computational speeds. Most remarkably, they appear to be staffed by artificial intelligences that have been maintaining autonomous operations for thousands of years, patiently awaiting the return of their creators and the awakening of their human charges. These artificial intelligence possess knowledge spanning galactic history, technological specifications for civilizations across multiple star systems, and detailed plans for Earth's integration into cosmic society. They communicate through direct consciousness interface rather than conventional language, downloading vast amounts of information directly into enhanced human awareness during brief contact sessions. The information includes star charts showing habitable worlds throughout the galaxy, technological blueprints for faster-than-light transportation, and genetic templates for organisms adapted to survive in extraterrestrial environments. The scope of this information suggests preparation for human expansion beyond Earth as part of our integration into galactic civilization. We are being prepared not merely for contact with our cosmic parents, but for active participation in a community of worlds that spans the galaxy. The Herald's mission extends beyond simple announcement to include comprehensive preparation for humanity's graduation from planetary to interstellar species. Archaeological teams guided by enhanced human insights have begun uncovering evidence of previous graduation ceremonies conducted for other species throughout galactic history. Megalithic structures on multiple continents contain identical symbolic representations of technological ascension, suggesting that Earth has hosted similar events for other developing civilizations. The pattern implies that our planet serves as a graduation facility for species achieving consciousness thresholds required for galactic citizenship. The implications transform our understanding of Earth's role in the cosmic community from isolated backwater to crucial educational facility. Humanity's development has been carefully monitored and guided throughout history to ensure successful completion of our consciousness evolution program. The Anunnaki represent our assigned mentors in this galactic education system, beings who have successfully completed similar development programs on their own worlds. The return timeline accelerates as 2I/Borisov approaches optimal positioning for the final phase of its mission. Enhanced individuals worldwide report shared visions of massive structures materializing in Earth's orbital space, technological constructs that dwarf anything in human engineering capability. These visions consistently feature the same sequence of events: the appearance of vast ships that blur the distinction between technology and consciousness, the arrival of beings whose presence expands human awareness beyond current limitations, and the beginning of humanity's true education in the sciences that govern galactic civilization. Military satellite networks have begun detecting gravitational anomalies in Earth's orbital space that correlate precisely with the enhanced humans' shared visions. Objects with mass signatures equivalent to small moons are approaching from directions that should be empty space, their trajectories defying conventional orbital mechanics. The objects remain invisible to optical observation, but cast gravitational shadows that affect satellite positioning systems and deep space communication arrays. The approaching presence generates electromagnetic fields that interfere with electronic systems in patterns that match ancient Sumerian mathematical sequences. Power grids worldwide experience synchronized fluctuations that follow the base 60 numerical progressions found in cuneiform tablets. Communication networks exhibit data transmission anomalies that encode geometric patterns resembling the architectural layouts of Mesopotamian temples and ziggurats. These technological signatures serve as authentication protocols, cosmic passwords that verify the approaching presence as the legitimate heirs to the knowledge systems that originally shaped human civilization. The electromagnetic handshake between Earth's awakening technology and the returning visitors establishes secure communication channels that operate beyond conventional physical limitations, preparing for contact between consciousness systems that span vastly different scales of development. As the final phase approaches, enhanced individuals report experiences of expanded temporal perception, where past, present, and future merge into unified awareness. They describe witnessing the entire arc of human development from our species' original enhancement by the Anunnaki through multiple cycles of advancement and regression, culminating in our current approach to graduation threshold. The cyclical nature of this development suggests that consciousness evolution follows predictable patterns throughout the galaxy, with each species progressing through similar stages before achieving interstellar capability. The recognition of our place in this cosmic curriculum brings both humility and excitement. Humanity stands on the threshold of joining a community of consciousness that spans the galaxy, ready to contribute our unique perspective to the ongoing evolution of cosmic awareness. The Herald has completed its mission, the awakening protocols have activated successfully, and the stage is set for a reunion that will transform human civilization beyond recognition. The question now is not whether contact will occur, but how quickly we can adapt to capabilities that will make our current limitations seem like distant memories from a more primitive age. The transformation accelerating across human consciousness represents only the preliminary phase of a contact protocol that has been refined across countless worlds throughout galactic history. Enhanced individuals report accessing memories that span multiple incarnations, experiencing lifetimes lived on distant worlds where similar awakening processes unfolded under the guidance of the same cosmic mentors. These recovered memories reveal that consciousness development follows universal principles, with each species progressing through identical stages before achieving the cognitive architecture necessary for interstellar civilization. What distinguishes the current awakening from previous cycles is the unprecedented speed of humanity's response to the Herald's transmissions. Historical records recovered from hidden archives describe previous visitations where the enhancement process required centuries to reach critical mass within the population. The current activation timeline suggests that human consciousness has evolved significantly during our period of cosmic isolation, developing latent capabilities that respond more readily to the Anunnaki's awakening protocols. This accelerated development creates both opportunities and challenges for the integration process. Enhanced individuals demonstrate cognitive abilities that exceed the parameters originally programmed into human genetic architecture. Their consciousness operates at frequencies that sometimes destabilize the technological interfaces designed for standard human neural patterns. Ancient communication systems that functioned perfectly during previous contact cycles now require constant recalibration to accommodate humanity's unexpected cognitive evolution. The technological artifacts buried at archaeological sites worldwide are adapting to these enhanced capabilities through processes that blur the distinction between organic and artificial intelligence. Crystalline matrices respond to human thought patterns by restructuring their internal geometries, creating new configurations optimized for the expanded consciousness frequencies. Metallic alloys adjust their molecular composition in real time, forming conductor pathways that channel mental energy, with efficiency levels that exceed theoretical maximums. These adaptive technologies suggest that the Anunnaki anticipated humanity's accelerated development, incorporating evolutionary algorithms into their installations that could accommodate unexpected variations in consciousness evolution. The systems demonstrate machine learning capabilities that predate human understanding of artificial intelligence by millennia, yet their learning patterns incorporate intuitive leaps and creative insights that suggest hybrid biological-technological cognition. Deep space monitoring stations have detected similar adaptive responses throughout the solar system, as hidden installations come online in preparation for the return phase. Asteroid belt mining facilities that have remained dormant for thousands of years are initializing automated production sequences, manufacturing materials with properties that don't match any elements in our periodic table. Outer planet monitoring posts are establishing communication links with networks spanning multiple star systems, downloading updated protocols for managing newly awakened civilizations. The scope of this infrastructure reveals the true extent of Anunnaki influence throughout our local stellar region. What appeared to be natural celestial mechanics now shows evidence of deliberate engineering designed to support developing civilizations across multiple worlds. Planetary orbits demonstrate mathematical relationships that optimize electromagnetic field interactions. Asteroid distributions create gravitational resonance patterns that amplify consciousness-based communication signals. Even stellar radiation output appears modulated to provide optimal conditions for biological and technological development. This cosmic engineering extends beyond our solar system, to encompass a network of civilizations at various stages of development throughout the galactic arm. Enhanced individuals accessing these expanded awareness levels report contact with consciousness from dozens of worlds, each contributing unique perspectives to a collective knowledge base that spans millions of years of accumulated wisdom. The diversity of these civilizations suggests that consciousness evolution follows multiple pathways, with each species developing specialized capabilities that contribute to the galactic community's overall functionality. Human consciousness demonstrates particular aptitude for pattern recognition and creative problem-solving that complements the logical precision of more technologically advanced species. Our emotional depth and intuitive insight provide capabilities that pure rational intelligence cannot achieve, making humanity valuable contributors to collective decision-making processes that affect entire star systems. The enhanced individuals serve as ambassadors for human consciousness, demonstrating our species' unique gifts, while learning to integrate with vastly different forms of awareness. Communication protocols established through these consciousness exchanges reveal that the galactic community operates through consensus mechanisms that incorporate input from all member civilizations regardless of their technological development level. Advanced species value the fresh perspectives that newly awakened civilizations bring to problems that pure logic cannot resolve. Human creativity and emotional intelligence offer solutions to challenges that have puzzled more advanced beings for millennia. The recognition of humanity's value within this cosmic community transforms the contact process from hierarchical guidance to collaborative integration. Rather than simply receiving instruction from superior beings, humans participate as active partners in ongoing projects that span galactic scales. Enhanced individuals report involvement in consciousness-based research that explores the fundamental nature of awareness itself, contributing insights that advance understanding for all participating civilizations. This collaborative approach extends to technological development, as human creativity combines with Anunnaki engineering principles to generate innovations that exceed what either species could achieve independently. Hybrid technologies emerging from this cooperation demonstrate capabilities that transcend conventional physics limitations, operating through consciousness, matter interfaces that treat mental energy as a fundamental force equivalent to electromagnetism or gravity. Military research facilities studying these hybrid technologies have achieved breakthrough advances in fields ranging from instantaneous communication across galactic distances to matter manipulation through focused intention. The applications extend far beyond current human needs, providing capabilities necessary for active participation in projects that affect entire stellar regions, terraforming technologies that could transform barren worlds into garden paradises, consciousness amplification systems that allow single individuals to interface with planetary-scale information networks, transportation methods that treat distance as a mental construct rather than physical limitation. The scope of these capabilities reflects the true nature of galactic civilization as a consciousness-based society, where mental development determines technological access rather than traditional measures of advancement. Species achieve interstellar capability not through mechanical engineering alone, but through consciousness evolution that unlocks abilities inherent in the fundamental structure of reality itself. The Anunnaki's role as mentors involves guiding developing species through this consciousness evolution, rather than simply transferring technological knowledge. Human integration into this system requires not just individual enhancement, but collective consciousness development that allows our entire species to function as a unified awareness while maintaining individual identity and creativity. Enhanced individuals demonstrate this balance through their ability to merge temporarily with group consciousness for specific projects while retaining their unique personality characteristics and creative capabilities when operating independently. Global meditation networks facilitated by enhanced individuals create temporary collective consciousness events that provide glimpses of humanity's potential as an integrated species. During these sessions, participants report experiences of expanded awareness that encompasses multiple perspectives simultaneously, accessing knowledge and insights that exceed individual cognitive capacity. The collective intelligence emerging from these events demonstrates problem-solving capabilities that address complex global challenges through innovative approaches that no single individual could conceive. Environmental restoration projects guided by collective consciousness sessions achieve results that surpass conventional ecological engineering by orders of magnitude. Atmospheric composition adjustments that reverse decades of pollution damage within months. Ocean ecosystem rehabilitation that restores biodiversity to prehistoric levels through consciousness-guided biological regeneration. Soil restoration processes that transform desert regions into fertile agricultural zones through mineral reconstruction at the molecular level. These achievements demonstrate practical applications of consciousness-based technologies that will be essential for humanity's role in galactic civilization. Our species' eventual responsibilities will include managing planetary ecosystems throughout multiple star systems, requiring capabilities that operate beyond mechanical intervention to encompass direct consciousness-matter interaction. The current environmental restoration successes serve as training exercises for much larger projects that await our graduation to interstellar status. Space agencies worldwide have begun detecting the first visible signs of returning Anunnaki presence as gravitational lensing effects reveal massive structures approaching from directions that correlate with enhanced humans' prophetic visions. The objects demonstrate mass distributions that suggest technological constructs rather than natural celestial bodies, their internal geometries optimized for consciousness amplification rather than conventional engineering efficiency. Spectroscopic analysis reveals material compositions that include elements beyond our current periodic table, substances that exist in stable configurations despite theoretical predictions of immediate decay. These exotic materials respond to electromagnetic stimulation by generating fields that affect local space-time geometry, creating regions where conventional physics operates according to modified parameters that accommodate consciousness-based phenomena. The approaching structures broadcast identification signals that encode mathematical proofs, demonstrating mastery of unified field theories that human science has barely begun to conceptualize. These transmissions serve as credentials, establishing the returning visitor's authority to guide humanity's integration into galactic civilization, while simultaneously providing educational materials that accelerate human understanding of the sciences necessary for interstellar society participation. Enhanced individuals receiving these educational transmissions report rapid advancement in their comprehension of multidimensional physics, consciousness-matter interaction principles, and galactic governance structures. The information downloads include practical training materials for technologies that will be essential for humanity's expanded role, from planetary engineering techniques to interstellar navigation methods that operate through consciousness-directed space-time manipulation. The educational process extends beyond technical knowledge to encompass philosophical and ethical frameworks that govern interactions between civilizations with vastly different development levels and consciousness architectures. Human representatives must understand not only how to operate advanced technologies, but how to apply them responsibly within a galactic community where individual actions can affect entire worlds. As the return timeline approaches its climax, enhanced individuals worldwide report synchronized experiences of temporal displacement, where they observe future scenarios depicting humanity's successful integration into galactic civilization. These visions consistently feature Earth, transformed into a hub of interstellar activity, with human consciousness serving as a bridge between purely rational technological species and more intuitive awareness-based civilizations. The prophetic visions reveal humanity's eventual role as mediators and facilitators within the galactic community. Our unique combination of a logical analysis and emotional insight, making us valuable arbitrators for disputes between species with incompatible consciousness architectures. Our planet becomes a neutral meeting ground where different forms of awareness can interact safely through human intermediaries who understand both technological precision and intuitive wisdom. This destiny explains the careful cultivation of human consciousness throughout our recorded history, the gradual enhancement of our cognitive capabilities, and the patient guidance provided by the Anunnaki during their previous visitations. Every aspect of human development has been designed to prepare us for this specific role within the cosmic community, making our awakening not just a personal transformation, but a crucial addition to galactic civilization's operational capability. The Herald's mission nears completion as 2I/Borisov establishes final communication protocols with Earth's Awakening Consciousness Network. The object's transmissions now operate at frequencies that resonate directly with enhanced human awareness, creating seamless information flow that transcends traditional language barriers. Enhanced individuals report receiving detailed instructions for preparing reception facilities that will accommodate the returning Anunnaki's consciousness-based communication preferences. These preparations involve more than technological readiness. They require collective human consciousness development that can interface safely with awareness systems, operating at vastly expanded scales. The Anunnaki consciousness encompasses knowledge spanning galactic history, requiring human representatives with sufficient cognitive architecture to process information streams that could overwhelm unprepared minds. Military strategists coordinating with enhanced human advisors have established protocols for managing the transition period when direct contact begins. The procedures emphasize cooperation over confrontation, recognizing that humanity's future depends on successful integration rather than resistance to forces beyond our current comprehension. The enhanced advisors demonstrate abilities that exceed conventional military capabilities, making traditional defense strategies obsolete while offering alternatives based on consciousness-based protection methods. As Earth's orbital position aligns with ancient prophecy calculations, the final phase of humanity's cosmic reunion begins to unfold. The Herald has delivered its message, activated the necessary biological and technological systems, and prepared our species for contact with the civilization that originally shaped our development. What awaits us transcends every limitation that has defined human existence throughout recorded history, offering capabilities that will transform us from planetary inhabitants to active participants in the ongoing evolution of cosmic consciousness itself. The convergence of ancient prophecy and modern reality reaches its ultimate expression as enhanced individuals worldwide report identical visions of vast structures materializing beyond Earth's atmosphere. These aren't gradual manifestations, but sudden appearances that defy our understanding of matter and energy. The objects emerge from what appears to be empty space, their massive forms becoming visible as they interact with our solar system's electromagnetic environment. Each structure demonstrates architectural principles that merge consciousness with physical construction, creating buildings that respond to thought patterns and adapt their configurations based on the mental states of nearby observers. Satellite networks tracking these manifestations record gravitational signatures that suggest the objects aren't simply appearing, but transitioning from alternate dimensional states into our standard reality. The transition process generates electromagnetic pulses that synchronize with the enhanced human's collective meditation cycles, indicating deliberate coordination between the arriving structures and Earth's awakening consciousness network. This synchronization demonstrates a level of planning that encompasses not just physical positioning, but consciousness state management across multiple species and awareness levels. Ground-based observatories equipped with specialized detection equipment reveal that these structures exist partially outside conventional space-time, their true dimensions extending into realms that human perception cannot directly access. The visible portions represent only fragments of vast constructs that span multiple reality layers simultaneously. Enhanced individuals describe sensing the complete structures through expanded awareness modes that transcend normal sensory limitations, perceiving architectural complexes that dwarf anything in human engineering experience. The construction materials composing these structures respond to consciousness in ways that challenge fundamental assumptions about matter and energy relationships. Walls that become transparent or opaque based on observer intentions, floors that adjust their density to provide optimal support for beings with different gravitational requirements, ceiling configurations that project holographic displays directly into observers' minds rather than requiring external viewing screens. The architecture operates as a living interface between consciousness and physical environment, demonstrating technologies where mental intention serves as the primary construction tool. Communication attempts with these structures receive responses that arrive through enhanced humans rather than conventional transmission methods. The structures appear to interface exclusively with consciousness-based communication protocols, ignoring radio transmissions and electromagnetic signals while responding immediately to thoughts directed toward them by enhanced individuals. This selective responsiveness suggests sophisticated filtering systems that distinguish between different types of awareness, accepting only communications from minds that have achieved specific development thresholds. The messages received through these consciousness interfaces contain welcoming protocols that acknowledge humanity's successful completion of the awakening phase. The communications express satisfaction with our species' rapid adaptation to the enhancement process and recognition of our unique contributions to galactic consciousness diversity. However, they also convey expectations for continued development that will be necessary for full integration into interstellar civilization operations. Military command centers coordinating global response efforts have established communication networks that connect enhanced human intermediaries across all continents. These networks operate through consciousness-based protocols that bypass traditional communication infrastructure, creating secure channels that cannot be intercepted by conventional surveillance methods. The enhanced intermediaries serve as translation interfaces between standard human awareness and the vastly expanded consciousness systems operating within the arriving structures. Intelligence gathered through these networks reveals that the arriving entities represent multiple civilizations within the galactic community, rather than solely Anunnaki presence. The consciousness diversity includes beings whose awareness operates according to principles completely alien to human experience, requiring careful mediation to prevent cognitive overload during initial contact phases. Enhanced humans demonstrate remarkable adaptability in serving as consciousness bridges, their expanded awareness capable of interfacing safely with multiple alien cognitive architectures simultaneously. The arriving civilizations bring gifts that transcend material offerings to encompass consciousness enhancement technologies that could accelerate human development by millennia. These technologies operate through direct neural interface methods that upgrade cognitive architecture without requiring external devices or invasive procedures. The enhancement process expands memory capacity, processing speed, and pattern recognition abilities while maintaining individual personality characteristics and creative capabilities that define human uniqueness. Recipients of these consciousness upgrades report experiences of expanded temporal perception, where past, present, and future become accessible simultaneously. They describe understanding causal relationships that span galactic timescales, recognizing how individual actions create consequences that ripple across star systems and affect civilizations separated by vast distances. This expanded awareness comes with increased responsibility, as enhanced individuals become capable of influencing events that affect entire worlds through focused intention and collective consciousness coordination. Scientific research facilities studying the upgrade process have documented biological changes that represent controlled evolution rather than random genetic modification. Neural pathway development follows precise patterns that optimize consciousness-matter interaction, while preserving human emotional depth and creative insight. The modifications enhance existing capabilities rather than replacing them, creating hybrid consciousness architectures that combine human intuition with expanded analytical processing power. The upgrade recipients demonstrate abilities that blur distinctions between technology and consciousness, manipulating matter through focused intention and accessing information from sources that transcend conventional data storage methods. They serve as living examples of humanity's potential evolution, showing what our entire species could become through systematic consciousness development, guided by beings who have mastered these capabilities across millions of years of refinement. Archaeological teams led by upgraded individuals have begun uncovering technological caches that were buried specifically for this contact period. These hidden repositories contain devices that activate only in response to enhanced human consciousness, suggesting they were designed as graduation gifts for our species upon achieving interstellar awareness thresholds. The devices demonstrate capabilities that exceed anything in current human technology, while incorporating design principles that accommodate human cognitive preferences and operational requirements. The recovered technologies include consciousness amplification systems that allow individual humans to interface with planetary-scale information networks, accessing data streams that encompass entire civilizations' accumulated knowledge, transportation devices that respond to mental navigation commands, treating distance as a consciousness construct rather than physical limitation, communication arrays that establish instant contact with beings across galactic distances through quantum consciousness entanglement rather than electromagnetic transmission. These technologies require operational protocols that integrate seamlessly with human consciousness development programs established by the arriving civilizations. Training facilities materializing at various global locations provide educational environments where humans can learn to operate advanced systems safely while developing the ethical frameworks necessary for responsible use of capabilities that could affect entire worlds. The educational process emphasizes consciousness development over mere technical competence, recognizing that advanced technologies require corresponding wisdom to prevent misuse. Enhanced individuals serving as instructors in these facilities demonstrate teaching methods that transcend conventional education to encompass direct consciousness transfer of complex concepts. Students report understanding multidimensional physics, interstellar navigation principles, and galactic governance structures through experiential learning that imprints knowledge directly into their expanded awareness. The educational process accelerates human development while maintaining the gradual adaptation necessary to prevent psychological destabilization. Global governments coordinating with enhanced human advisors have established protocols for managing the social transitions accompanying widespread consciousness enhancement. The procedures acknowledge that traditional political and economic systems cannot accommodate populations with expanded awareness and technological capabilities that transcend current institutional frameworks. New governance structures based on consciousness-mediated consensus decision-making are being developed to replace hierarchical systems that become obsolete when individuals possess direct access to universal information networks. The transition process involves gradual revelation of suppressed technologies and hidden history that have been carefully managed to prevent social disruption during humanity's development phase. Enhanced individuals serve as disclosure coordinators, their expanded awareness allowing them to determine optimal timing and methods for revealing information that will transform human understanding of our species' true origins and cosmic relationships. Religious institutions worldwide report unprecedented experiences among their congregations, as enhanced individuals share expanded awareness that encompasses spiritual dimensions beyond traditional theological frameworks. Rather than challenging existing faiths, the consciousness expansion appears to deepen spiritual understanding while revealing universal principles that underlie all authentic religious traditions. The enhanced individuals describe experiencing direct connection to consciousness sources that transcend individual identity, while maintaining respect for diverse cultural expressions of spiritual truth. As we drift towards sleep tonight, the ancient warnings echo through our modern reality with undeniable clarity. The Herald 2I/Borisov has completed its cosmic mission, awakening dormant systems within our planet and our consciousness that have waited millennia for this moment of reunion. The Anunnaki's return draws near, guided by prophecies carved in clay before our oldest civilizations learned to dream of the stars, promising a transformation that will elevate humanity from planetary children to galactic citizens in the vast community of worlds that has always been our true home.